Here comes Milo, big run out of 4. He's going to be there.
Tristan Martin's there. Cannot count out the 37.
Oh!
Burned!
Cabot, where did he come from? Here comes Swag.
A punch from the 33.
It's a drag race.
The Magic Man wins it at Auto Club.
Contact there entering turn 1.
Around goes the 9. Oh, he comes back up the track and he gets squandered. Josiah picks it up into the air.
Hello, and everybody, welcome to beautiful southern sunny California. Here for the Martin Sports 175, brought to you by here at the Auto Club Speedway, the 2-mile D-shaped oval. It's hot, it's slick, 180 miles, 90 laps here. Race 16 of 20 here in the BTDY Racing Series, and this means 5 more races to go here in the series. While Jeff Wright, your points leader, is up by, if I could check really quick, he is up by 29 points over Bailey Turner. As you can see, our point standing going up across your screen. Jeff Wright, 4 wins. He's 29 points ahead of Bailey Turner in second. Then Eric Hutton, Keith Mayato in 4th, Yusuf Ghali 5th, David Schildhouse is in 6th. Those will be the guys that are still mathematically alive here in the chase for the BTDY Cup. But as the cars are taking the grid here, Alec Martinez, I'm right beside my the host and partner, Bradley Cooper here, and I'll tell you what, Bradley, we are going to have a show tonight, but let's get that starting lineup going here as Keith Mayato has put it on the pole, and I believe this is his 4th pole on the season. Keith Mayato will roll from the pole with a 41.328. David Schildhouse to his outside. Starting behind them in row number 2, AJ Servato, the Italian stallion, still looking for his first win. Could very well be tonight. Joshua Banks, the Daytona winner, will roll off in 4th. The Watkins Glen winner, Ben Bafford, will roll off 5th. Jeff Wright, the dominant guy of the season, and the points leader, will roll off 5th. Or roll off 6th. The Magic Man, Adam Cabot, rolls off 7th. Yusuf Ghali off 8th, last week's winner at Bristol. 9th will be the 2-time champion, Seth Hatchell. And rounding out the top 10, Chris Simard.
11th position is going to belong to Bailey Turner. That close points battle, he's starting outside the top 10. It's going to be a tough day for him to catch up there. Jeff Wright's ahead of him. We've got Eric Hutton in the 12th position. 13th will be Nick Starling with Kevin McGarvey in 14th. Kyle McGarvey, 15th position, and Justin Carey in 16th. 17th will belong to Bentley Glacier and Casey Lakatos in 18th. 19th spot will be Reggie Ortega and Noah Mikowski rounding out your top 20.
Then in 21st, you're going to have Dallas Sullivan to the 46. To his outside will be Lane Sofridge. And then behind them in row number 14 will be Mark McFadden and Alan Dice. I think I can't read, it's all right. And then rolling off in the final row will be Max Kost and Zachary Smith will be rounding out the field tonight for 175 miles. A hot, slick racetrack here at Auto Club Speedway, the big 2-mile oval. 87 air temp, and you got 122 track temp there. As I believe our thing just went. It's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be awesome. I can't wait. It's gonna be so fun. Before we get green here, Bradley, who's your pick?
Well, right now I'm looking at David Shieldhouse. He hasn't won in a while. I'm looking at the 20 cars starting on the outside of the pole. It's going to be a toss-up here. Keith My Auto. I'm going to go with David Shieldhouse, though.
I like it. I like it. And you know what? It just leaves me the opportunity. He won here last year and the next year. I think he can get it done. The Magic Man, Adam Cabot, I think gets it done here as the pace car's about to pull out, Bradley. 175 miles of racing here to go. Could be the final time BTDY on the big 2-mile oval of Auto Club Speedway.
Could be the last time, but I tell you what, it's not going to be the last time these guys see that pace car on the track, because this is going to be wild. 3-4 wide, slip sliding around. Here they come down the front straightaway. Geico restart zone, and we're live. BTDY at Auto Club. Ready to lead lap number 1. My pick, David Shieldhouse. He gets it up front in front of Keith My Auto. Now trying to pull away, but it's almost impossible on a track like this to get any kind of ground worked until green flag pit stops. You see here on the inside, Keith My Auto almost taking it 3 wide. Joshua Banks looks to the inside of David Shieldhouse. Now down the back straightaway, Jeff Wright creeping up there into that top 3. Now, I know that my co-commentator was having some internet issues a moment ago. He might have lost connection again, but Alec, if you can't hear me, they're already 3 wide up here in the top 5, and it's been pretty wild. You see Shieldhouse trying to hold on to the lead. Joshua Banks down to the bottom. Jeff Wright, he's playing the defense, trying to break up that draft, and now Joshua Banks looks to the inside. He might have a peek at the lead all the way to the bottom here. Might not get the run off, but let's ride on board with Shieldhouse and see if he gets it. It's going to be a run for Joshua Banks to take away the lead. That's our first lead change, actually second lead change here of the night. You see Shieldhouse trying to take it back on the inside. Meanwhile, back behind them, you've got Bailey Turner, our second place in points, trying to work his way up into the top 10. Started back in that 11th position. Just now cracked the top 10. Gets around the 23 of Ben Baffert. Shieldhouse not able to complete that pass, and now from about first back to 10th, they've single filed out. You can see the multi-groove as Adam Cabot dives it way low compared to the rest of the field. The 48 of Jeff Wright in the 3rd position, running in the middle of the track. This is a multi-groove surface, and it can combine 4 wide racing. Really what it's going to amount to is which groove on this racetrack tonight is going to wear out the tires the least. A long green flag run. This track's notorious for it. Got to save your stuff and take your time getting around this place.
All right. Can you hear me?
All right. I can hear you. We got Alec back.
Little issues here is, yeah, sorry about that. I apologize. Joshua Banks is taking the lead of this race.
Yeah, Joshua Banks got to the inside of Shieldhouse. Shieldhouse tried to cross him over on the next turn. Didn't work out. Looking back here at the 13th through about 17th position, these guys still trying to get it sorted out. As you have Noah Kowski, Ben Baffert, who's falling kind of far back. I don't know if he's saving tires. Yusuf Ghali. Then you got one of the McGarvey brothers, Dallas Sullivan. They've been all over the place. 3 wide behind them. They got the 5 of Dice. Looks like the 63 of Cost there for a second.
Yeah, he's also doing a phenomenal job. But look at how wide this track is. We talked about it early. This track's hot and slick, which means any line's really going to be usable. Auto Club notorious. Their slogan, flat out and 5 wide, right? And you can see many, many grooves are being usable. So hopefully the internet stays on here for the next few races. I'm not sure. But it's good to see these guys moving around.
Yeah, it's a lot of racing grooves. We talked about the bottom being a little bit faster initially, but then that higher line with a late apex seems to be where you want to be. Keeping it 1 groove up from the bottom of the track seems to be the way to get around Auto Club.
And it really is. It's up at the front. Everybody's single file on the bottom here, trying to save their tires. Try to keep it nice and easy here. A long run, not sure what a fuel run's going to be, anywhere from probably 30 to 34 laps on these tanks of fuel. So 18.6 gallons or 7 gallons of fuel here as this top 10 is single filed out. I'll tell you what, man, Yusuf Ghali has went all the way back to, is that 20?
I was just watching chat, and Adam just got policed by his own bot.
Wow, that is a shame.
Yeah. So, Adam, I don't know what kind of link you were trying to post, but Nightbot said no. But yeah, this top 10 has been pretty single file since about lap 5. They haven't really moved. Jeff Wright moved up to the 3rd position and got around. My Auto has fallen back to the 5th spot after starting on the pole. That's kind of been a problem, an issue here for My Auto. Quick in qualifying, but never really able to stay up front.
Yeah, the only race he really had a ton of pace was the race he won earlier this year when he was Las Vegas. And here comes AJ Stravato to his inside here with Spanish Chevrolet Camaro. Now down to the inside, he'll get the 5th position away from Keith Auto back down to 6th. And then that closes Eric Hutton and Seth Hatchell. Now you'll see these top 3 starting to move around here, trying to get around Joshua Banks.
Yeah, the 48 of Jeff Wright looked to the inside of Shieldhouse. I thought he was going to get that run, but Shieldhouse on the outside. He's now making up ground on the 20 or the 35 of Banks, and Banks took away the lead. He's led a few. We've had 2 lead changes thus far. I know it says 1, but I mean technically on the pole we had the 36 machine of Keith Auto, and Joshua Banks hasn't really looked back too awful much. I know they're pushing here a little bit.
And David Shieldhouse he's gonna keep him on his toes here. I tell you what, he's not let up there on the 35. As you can see, Jeff Wright now closing in on this battle, started 6th up to 3rd, and we know how good he is when he gets out front. And you don't really want to give that 48 car clean air. But right now, these top 2, with the way they're battling, they're holding each other up a little bit, and that's allowed Wright to get up. And look at Adam Cabot using that outside lane way up on the wall, trying to get some momentum to build down the front stretch.
Not sure if the 17 meant to do that or if he got up in the marbles and just committed to that high line, made the best of the situation. He lost a couple tenths there on Wright.
Yeah, and that top lane, it's going to take a little bit for that top lane to rubber in, but it eventually will. And as this race goes on, as these tires get older, these cars will naturally just want to move up the racetrack. And you're going to see Cabot try to put some rubber down, but that charge for the lead from David Shieldhouse. Now, Jeff Wright looking down to the inside, going to take him 3 wide for the lead, going into turn number 3.
3 wide, down into 3. Shieldhouse in the middle, Banks on the outside. Wright, your points leader, trying to snag it away. 3 wide battle as they come out of 4.
This is the Auto Club racing night we love to see here in Southern California. Look at this, still 3 wide for the lead. And Shieldhouse tucks back to the outside. Wright has to get behind the 20. Banks holds on, but already this track wide, and these guys already trying to utilize it to their advantage.
You can see down the straightaways, the outside line. It's definitely the run that you're going to get as they go 3 wide again. Banks going to be stuck maybe in the middle here as Wright moves up a lane. He's trying to get around Shieldhouse, and it's just impossible to really complete that pass unless you get him at the entrance.
It really is, but if you can just get that exit is so key because these long straightaways, you want to have that exit to tear the momentum into the corners. You can see now right down to the inside of Shieldhouse looking for second. Banks trying to hold on. Looks like Stravato might be able to get 4th away from his teammate Cabot. He will. Cabot crosses him over on the straightaway now.
Stravato has been kind of patiently running this race quietly. Worked his way out from the 7th position into the top 5. We haven't really talked too much about it. He was actually in the 5th position. I apologize, as on Adam Cabot, but Cabot also been very patient. These 2 teammates
really loose. Sorry to cut you off. Jeff Wright almost slammed the 35 and spun off the corner. And next to him now, he might lose 2nd, even 3rd to Adam Cabot. Oh, Shieldhouse got the wall.
A little brush with the wall there for the 20. He's running that high line. Adam Cabot is starting to make it work.
He sure is, and like I said, it just takes a little bit for that rubber to come in. Now you got 2 rows of side by side. Then Auto, Hutton, Hatchell, and there's Bailey Turner closing in on this battle. Joshua Banks with that clean air. He can manage his tires for the way these guys are racing. Banks can really set himself up good for the long run. He's just got to find a way to save his tires. You can see Cabot going up even higher, almost up on the outside wall, utilizing that air on the wall, utilizing that right rear. And there goes Stravato clearing. That wall just doesn't have enough grip in it yet. But now Shieldhouse crossing over the 48 of Wright.
Down the back straightaway, the 20 of Shieldhouse to the inside of the 48. This battle's been going on now for about 5 laps as Wright was able to clear him. And yeah, you see the draft. It pulls the guy right back up. You get a great entrance into the corner. But they're both loose there. A little bobbing and weaving. That opens up the door for Stravato now on the outside. Cabot's up on the bumper now.
Great racing here already. 14 laps in. how will these tires be at the end of the run here if we get fuel runs? We know how good or how long runs have been just the name of the game here in this series. Right now, we might get one, and I'll tell you what, if these guys like Seth Hatcher, Bailey Turner, Eric Hutton, who we're on board with in the Brooks and Dunn Chevrolet, you know, if these guys are saving tires, could they pounce at the end of the run? And we could see just the common factor of comers and goers throughout this race as this track rubbers up.
Yeah, and it seems like these guys sitting back here, 6th, 7th back, have been saving their stuff. They haven't been working trying to pass for the lead. They haven't been working trying to get around for 2nd position. They've just been content with holding the draft and keeping pace with this lead pack. And that might pay dividends before green flag pit stops.
And it could be as now Joshua David Schildhaus unfortunately fell down all the way to the 6th position, but now the battle on for 2nd, as you can see on your screen. Jeff Wright now on board with Joshua Banks, side by side behind the leader. Then you got Adam Cabot about a car length back from them, and then about another car, 3 car lengths back to Keith Maiato and David Schildhaus. But Joshua Banks took the lead early, and he's been able to keep it right now, but these guys battling hard for 2nd.
The clean air's really been useful. The 35 has been able to stay in front. Nobody's really been able to make a run at him. They've all been battling amongst themselves behind. And this might be Joshua Banks' race to win if he can maintain this lead spot. See Jeff Wright taking another crack at it here.
It's going to be hard here, but Banks going to be able to carry that higher lane, that momentum off the corner. Jeff Wright trying once again to get the spot. You can see gets loose on the inside, but he'll pull even to the door, then pull back down to the quarter panel, try to side draft him, but Banks carries the momentum past the 48. Now the battle's on for 3rd between the teammates of Stravato and Cabot.
Tell you what, it's accordion this field up. Every time Jeff Wright goes up there and tries to make a move on Banks, they both lose so much momentum that the top 10 just kind of accordions back up to these leaders.
A little bit of a block there for Banks. Wright shoots up to the outside, got a nice run after Banks got loose in the middle of 3 and 4. That's allowed Cabot and Stravato to close up. Who will this allow to get the lead here?
I don't think that was a good move by Banks to go down there and block. I would have let him have the inside, because now he's got to play defense on the bottom, and we've seen that time and time again with Schildhaus, with Wright. Anybody on the bottom loses the position, change for the lead now.
Yeah, Wright's going to be able to get the lead, but Cabot now, it's the 5 cars under a blanket here at the Auto Club Speedway. Already looking like a Race of the Year candidate, but Banks trying to hold that inside. He just can't. He's sliding all over the place. And with all this bunching up in the field, this has allowed Bailey Turner to close in. He started 11th. He's up to 8th, and he's in the 2nd pack. He's now right finally this lap. Now 3 wide for 2nd. Now Stravato shoots back up, but Bailey Turner gets another spot, and the 8th passes Hatchell, and that he's closed up to the back of the 20 and the 88.
AJ Stravato peeking that middle a little bit there. Banks not able to hold on. He gets super loose down on the bottom there, and that's going to allow Stravato and Maiato to go right on by.
Just seems like these two always find each other, but the battle for the lead heating up again. The Magic Man to the inside of Jeff Wright. Adam Cabot, the Atlas 17 machine, slide job into the corner. Wright's going to try to cross over on the outside. He'll get a nice run. Will he be able to do it? He'll carry momentum down the straightaway. Now he'll peek down to the inside looking for the lead.
He's going to get the crossover. That 17 lost so much momentum from that dive bomb. But he's not going to let him back up. Look at that. He's going to pinch him down in the entrance.
Wright be able to clear Cabot, but Cabot's going to try to dive in the corner, cross him over on the exit. That's allowed Stravato and Maiato to close up once again. Right loose off the corner. Now dead even as 3 wide for 6th for Bailey Turner, Hutton, and Hatchell. But this battle for the lead, what a race we're seeing. Cabot sends it into the corner, not as hard as he did the last time. Wright keeps it on the right side.
This is a tough place to pass on the bottom, and Cabot's been doing it the best so far. He's holding even as they come across the line. Jeff Wright's going to lead by 0.02 of a second. Thanks to Stravato for that awesome bump draft down the front.
I mean, yeah, nobody's really been able to seem to pull away. We usually see that in Auto Club where we get a leader out there, he'll pull away. Right now, I mean, it is 10 cars under a blanket. And how about the 10 car of Noah Mikulski up to 10th, having himself a solid run. Casey Lakatos, he started up in the back, had no practice. He's up to 13th.
Looking back here in the 13th position with Casey Lakatos, and I tell you what, it's probably a 4-second spread back here to this 13th, 14th position. So the lead pack is pulled away. You talked about the leader usually pulling away, but I think these guys are so evenly matched up here in this top 10 that it's going to be hard to get away from these guys.
It looked like it is, and we saw Michigan was kind of like this for the first few laps. There goes Stravato down to the inside of the 48 of Wright. But I was saying is we saw this at Michigan where these guys were packed up, and then once the race kind of got spread out as the run went on and kept breathing. I'll tell you what, man, with these guys slipping and sliding around, saving tires, not saving tires, you're going to see maybe these guys stay like this the entire time as Wright still able to carry that momentum on the 33 charging hard. He's got his teammate Cabot behind, who's also going to use a different lane. Look at the different lanes being used. 4 different lanes here. That guy's hooking the white line, guys on the wall, guys in the middle. It's just all over the place. It's exactly what we want to see from Auto Club Speedway. And I hate that we're getting rid of this racetrack. It just doesn't make sense. But man, the racing that it's putting on right now, absolutely phenomenal. As Cabot, you can see the run he pulls up with these guys side by side going into one. Then Stravato will send it up to the inside. He'll try to clear the 48. See if he'll slide up. Yes, he will. Stravato out the point, but oh!
Oh no, he's closing the door, but it's not going to be good for Cabot. There's 3 wide down the backstretch.
Oh man, this is amazing racing. Cabot now pulling down to the inside, got a nice run. Right, not too happy with the 33. He'll give him a shot at the entry. Cabot, slide job, down to the inside. He'll slide up on the 33. Will he be able to clear? No, he won't. The 33 gets to his outside, but here comes Wright.
They had a throttle play there from Cabot. We were on board with him for a brief second. He had to lift out of it. He's going to slide up into Stravato. And that's kind of what happened to Stravato. He slid up in front of Wright, and that opened the door up for Cabot.
It sure did. 8, 9 cars under a blanket. Now Cabot down to the inside. Tries another slide job. He'll slide up the racetrack. He won't get the lead. Now that allows the 2nd and 3rd and 4th place cars, even the 5th and 6th place cars, hey, make it all the way to 9th. Noah Mikulski in the 10 is joining this battle as well.
Mikulski started all the way back in 20th position, and he's worked half the field. Here's the other half right in front of him.
And man, if he saved his tires, he might be in a pristine position as Stravato gets the lead from Cabot. Cabot carrying the momentum, but Wright gets loose. Wright gets the wall.
Everybody was loose off that corner.
Oh my gosh. And my Adam and Cabot are going at it. I'll tell you what, as this run is going on, we're 25 laps into this run. Tires are absolutely falling off. And these guys are slipping and sliding around. When will these guys pit is the question. Oh, Cabot, big job.
Yeah, he slid all the way up the track. I'd say that the right rear on that machine has had enough.
Yeah, look, here comes Keith Mayato, the pole sitter, going for the lead now.
Trying to get back to what was rightfully his at the start of this thing. Now bottom in 1 and 3 and 4. Can he hold it down there? I haven't seen anybody hold it down here yet.
It's just so loose down there. It just kind of propels the top to be better, but Mayato maybe just a little bit more right rear tire left on that car, and he's going to be able to lead the lap as the 33 pulling back, give the lap to Mayato. He'll lead his first lap of the night, but Stravato fighting hard on the outside behind them, side by side for 5th. That's Bailey Turner, the top 2 in points, Jeff Wright, Joshua Banks, and the 2-time champion Seth Hatchell, as Mikulski gets another spot.
You can see Jeff Wright gets loose again on the exit of 2. It's going to give a run here to the 8 car down to the inside.
And a crossover for the lead as well. Stravato back down to the inside of Mayato. He might not be able to get it into turn number 3. He'll slide up, and then behind them you can see these cars all over the racetrack. He'll slide next to the 33. He'll get loose. Mayato will prevail to the lead, and then behind Hatchell not being able to get over Wright, but now they'll snake down the front stretch.
And Hatchell down on the bottom with no help here. Now the 48 right pops in front of him.
Oh.
It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough here for the 8 of Hatchell. He's showing some speed here late in this run.
He really is, and this is just amazing close quarters racing, but Wright using that to... Oh, Cabot loose!
Go down a different angle here. We saw Cabot get really loose there, and right in front of Joshua Banks.
Is this not amazing racing or what? Look at this. Look at all over the racetrack. These guys on edge. This is what you imagine the NASCAR Xfinity Series to be like on this racetrack. Slipping and sliding around as Cabot and Banks really loose. And that's opened the door for the 10 of Noah Mikulski. As you can see, Hatchell closes the door on the 17 of Cabot.
I don't know. I don't know how Cabot held it up there in 3 and 4 the way he did and still got a run off the corner because he was probably 20 degrees to the right all the way through that exit.
Oh,
Till now
goodness.
pass on the outside of Banks.
Is that right? I think Jeff Wright might have tapped the wall on the exit of the corner. Lost him a little bit of momentum. That's allowed Hatchell to get to his inside. Wright goes back to 5th here as I believe pit stops beginning to happen as Nick Starling has decided to call it to pit road. His crew up on the wall as Hatchell gets 4th away from Wright. Now Banks using the outside wall, and look at this. 8 cars under a blanket. Here comes Noah Mikulski in the 10, trying to get by the 17 at Cabot. You can see Starling bringing it down to pit lane.
Starling going to be the first taker down pit road on lap 28. This might be a little too early. I think these guys could probably push it to lap 33.
I think you're going to want to do a 2-stopper in this race. Cut this race into thirds, do 30, 30, 30, 60, and then carry all the way to 90. Might be a possibility here as Jeff Wright, yes he is, under pressure from Joshua Banks as Adam Cabot, his tires starting to fade here. He's falling back down to 8th, now battling for 9th here. Oh my goodness, look at Joshua Banks slide up behind the 8, right in front of the 48, and he'll slide off the corner right now back down as here comes Adam Cabot down the pit lane. Very loose, but he'll make it, and now he'll be able to come down. Will he be drag everybody down the pit road? He'll pit on lap 29.
Max Koss coming in behind him as well. The 63 machine. My Auto's coming around turns 1 and 2 as we speak. Yeah, My Auto has saved the tires successfully.
Yeah, and the battle for 5th.
We watched the 36 go all the way back to about the 7th position before he turned it back on. So that's just genius right there to start on the pole and give up that position that early.
But it's working for him right now as he is starting to really pull away. And I'll tell you what, Ben Baffert, Yusuf Ghali's tires have really come alive. And Nick Starling is coming on fresh tires, and you'll see him blow by everybody. As there comes David Schildhouse now down to pit lane. As there goes Cabot just leaving. Ooh,
Dice, Sullivan.
McGarvey as well.
We're going to have to ride on board with one of these guys as they hit pit road because it looks like it's a little treacherous down there.
It really is. And these guys slipping inside and right. You can see Bailey Turner really.
Oh, the 35.
The wall.
Yep. 35 of Joshua Banks right in front of Jeff Wright, your points leader.
Could have been catastrophic for Jeff Wright if he slowed up and then Wright got into the back end. This track, you don't want to have really any damage with how long the straightaways are and how crucial the draft is. I'll tell you what, man. Oh, there goes AJ Stravado. Jeff Wright bringing it in. Bailey Turner bringing it in. Oh, man. Hot on the brakes for Stravado. Oh, I don't think he's going to make it. Oh, he's going to spin.
33 made it somehow. That cost him a lot of time, though.
Track position as well, and I honestly, that might have been a speeding penalty no matter what. Eric Hutton has also brought it in. Let's see if I can see anybody else. Lane Sulfridge is in. Kyle McGarvey's in. And you can see Lane, Max, is that Max Cost again? I think he may have received, or not Max Cost, that is, Mark McFadden, excuse me, in the 22. It's got a nice paint scheme on that car as well, so good to see him. He was telling me about his paint scheme, that Mustang. Repping British Columbia sponsor out in Canada, the Cultus Lake Adventure Park. That's a nice scheme there. Is different from the black and green he normally runs. Is now everybody coming. Ben Baffert sliding into pit road, gets one position on Mikulski, same with Ghali, but now Baffert gets one spot with Banks, and that brings pretty much everybody into pit road. Casey Lakatos will lead this lap, but he'll have to bring it in as well. As there goes everybody coming in. Oh, Mikulski almost clipped the inside wall of his pit box. He'll be fine. Don't want to miss the stall here.
Mikulski able to get into pit road okay.
Shot his box.
My Auto missed his box by about an inch. He backed up. I don't think that's going to hurt him too bad. Maybe a tenth of a second. We'll see here as we look at the pit box counter. He's going to finish out at 14-2.
He'll lose a spot to his teammate, I think. Yeah, Hatchell's going to beat him out of pit lane, and here comes the pack. Adam Cabot's actually jumped them quite a while, but now he'll come up with Starling, Schildhouse, then there's Turner, Stravado, Hutton, all these guys going by them as they're exiting pit road here. They're all going to merge together.
See the 20 of Schildhouse, 17 of Cabot will be in lead most likely once the 50 of Lakatos comes down pit road.
As Lakatos still on the racetrack. I got him credit, man. 33 laps, probably going to pit this time. He might even stay out. If he got a caution, he'd be looking really good as well. Actually, he might need another lap or two to get caution to be looking good. But I think this time you can see him slipping and sliding around on 33-lap-old tires. As this time he'll continue to stay out. He'll lead himself another lap, get him to lap 35. How far is he willing to push it? He'll have a lot of fresh tires, but he's going to be pushing this. Adam Cabot is 4 seconds ahead of David Schildhouse, Nick Starling, Bailey Turner, and AJ Stravado, as you can see. I mean, he's all by himself, pretty much.
Yeah, Cabot on and off pit road pretty quickly. Shieldhouse matched his time down into the lane, the 44.7 seconds at 14.8 in the box. They were pretty identical there, and they're pretty identical in the tire stint. I'm not sure how Cabot just won that battle off pit road so fast.
Yeah, it's interesting to see, but you got Turner, you got Hatchell, you got Mayato, Bafford, Banks as well. Those guys all have 3 lap fresher tires than Adam Cabot. We talk about how important tires are here at a track like Auto Club Speedway, where this track cheese grazes the tires pretty much, and the slick surface already also having these tires wear out. What will this do to Cabot as this run continues to go on? Same with David Shieldhouse as well. As you can see, Starling on the oldest tires in this front pack starting to fade back behind and getting passed by this 7 or so car train.
Well, I can say one advantage Cabot will have in his book is he's not going to have any dirty air. He's not going to have to battle guys to get around him. As you can see, Shieldhouse here has been all but caught by this pack of 7. This pack of 7 has multi-grooves. These guys have to keep their noses clean, get downforce. They're changing their lines, and that might wear their tires down. This might be the best thing for Adam Cabot to pull away.
Could be. If these guys really start racing, kill their tires, this could be a perfect situation for Adam Cabot. But I think these guys are going to be willing to work together now, catch up to the 17, and then once they pass and then they'll start racing. I think even once they get to the 17, then they'll start racing as Jeff Wright gets by, is that Eric Hutton in the 88. Starling's been able to keep an, Joshua Banks up into the outside wall, battling with, was that Bentley Glazer in the 87? I think he might have brushed the outside wall there, battling with Alan Dice and with Joshua Banks. And I will say Banks does have a little bit of right side damage. Could have been from that time he hit the wall in front of in front of Jeff Wright.
Yeah, the 35 has been in the top position here tonight. Falls back to 11th. Looks like he's struggling a little bit. 45 won down pit road. So a little slower than the rest of this top 10 when it came to pit stops. For a lap 36 out of 90, your leader, Adam Cabot. We're going to take a quick commercial break here. We'll be right back after this word from our sponsors here at BTDY and VSPEED.
Sailor Tarot Magic is the spot to get a reading from Sally, an intuitive healer and tarot reader. Known as the Nurturing Reader at New Jersey street fairs, you can also check out our YouTube channel for lunar and astro readings, as well as our Instagram for live weekly readings. Her rates are affordable, and you will leave with a newfound perspective. Sally is now offering an introductory class on tarot cards and intuition, and is available for parties. Call or text 732-314-0777 to schedule your reading today.
back here live. Martin Sports 175 at Auto Club Speedway. We're 41 laps out of 90, 180 miles here tonight. Race 16 out of 20. Right now looking at your lead pack as we come around. Adam Cabot is about 2.1 seconds ahead of Seth Hatchell. These guys have gotten around David Shieldhouse. Before we took that break, we saw a crazy battle between Bailey Turner and Jeff Wright. These guys ticked it down for about 4 laps, and Jeff Wright now has Shieldhouse in between him.
He does, yeah. Bailey Turner's put a car on Rabbit. Nick Starling is around on the front stretch. He saved it. I don't know what happened there. If we want to take a replay, I think he just got really loose and lost it off of 4. No caution, surprisingly.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe he was trying. I don't know. And he had, he got loose. He lost it. He had Samar there on the outside.
Wow.
Good job
good
keeping
save.
it. Good save there by the 7.
Great save there. I'll tell you what, these Adam Cabot's 4-second lead, well, it's dwindled down to about 1.5 seconds. And it's not AJ Stravato or Bailey Turner chasing him down. It's the VSPEED Chevrolets of Seth Hatchell and Keith Mayato running these guys down. But behind them, Jeff Wright starting to pounce. He's making his way around David Shieldhouse right now. He's got company with Eric Hutton. And slowly but surely closing up behind this battle with the freshest tires on the racetrack in this group. That yellow and purple bright colored Toyota Supra of Ben Baffert. He is closing in as well. We know how aggressive this guy is. If he can get in this mix, what will he be doing?
Yeah, Baffert's shown time and time again that he's not afraid to make a move. It's cost him at some races, but other ones it's put him in the right spot at the right time. That 23 has been tough this season. Right now, looking between the 2 points gap drivers, we go right up on the graphic here. It's Jeff Wright and Bailey Turner, 29 points separating those two, and right now Bailey has the advantage, but not by much in this race.
He doesn't, and right now with the way these points multiplier races have been, he needs Jeff Wright to have an issue in at least one of these races for him to have any chance at closing up the gap and having a chance, a real good, solid chance at the championship.
Yeah, Cabot up here in the mix. Cabot not making enough races this season to be a contender for the chase. But nonetheless, he's coming out here. He says he wants to win every single week, and I like that mentality. It doesn't matter if you're going to win the points. Come out here and win some races and shake it up with these guys. You got Seth Hatchell back here, the 2-timer in the championship. Running second right now, trying to chase him down. He's got that lead under a second.
And they got way fresher tires. It's going to be really hard for Adam Cabot to be able to hold these guys off because 3-lap fresher, older tires is really... Oh, Jeff Wright into the wall!
Uh-oh. This might be the situation you were talking about that Bailey Turner needs to happen.
He got it pretty good. I'm curious to see what that right side looks like as he'll start battling, he'll start battling Eric Hutton. But yeah, a little bit of damage. You can see the crinkle. That hood flap is no longer connected to the hood.
If we can get a better angle on it here as they come down the front straightaway. Not a great angle there.
Like he got it pretty decent off of the corner of turn 2.
Eric Hutton got a good run down that straightaway. So there might be a little arrow now.
Yeah, that right front fender is kind of pushing over the tire. There's no tire rubs in iRacing, but it's definitely might affect his aerodynamics down these long straightaways, in which are very crucial as Eric Hutton and Ben Baffert closing in. And I'll tell you what, something else closing in. Seth Hatchell is putting the pressure on Seth Hatchell. Or excuse me, Seth Hatchell's putting the pressure on Adam Cabot.
We've got a halfway point, and we'll go through your top 10 here. Adam Cabot all but caught here by Seth Hatchell, the 17 in the lead for now. He started in the 7th position. He's led 12 laps as we come across the line. And then just behind him, we have the 8 of Seth Hatchell, who started at 9th. He's been quiet, now trying to make a go for the lead on the outside.
Oh, Cabot.
I think that Hatchell's going to grab it here on the exit of 2.
Oh, Wright, I think Wright got the wall again.
36 of My Auto. He's about to be in the 2nd position as we work through this top 10. My Auto started on the pole. He led a few laps there before green flag pit stops, but the 36 seems to be a long run car.
Oh, he really is. Got really tight there off of turn number 3, or turn number 4. Look at these guys crisscrossing. Hatchell, Cabot switching lanes there, and now that allows My Auto to get down to 2nd, look for 2nd. And AJ Stravato quietly in fourth here behind this battle, as Cabot will fall back to third, most likely off of turn number 2. Travato led 2 laps, started third, running fourth. As you can see, Bailey and Mayato slide on the bottom there, still trying to get that position. Bailey Turner behind them, second in points. He is up to position number 5, started 11th, up to 5th. Behind them, the battle for 6th. Ben Bafford is on the charge in that 23 Splash and Go Graphics Toyota Supra. He is trying to get around Eric Hutton, who's currently running in 6th, Bafford running in 7th. But right now it looks like Bafford will get that position away. We've seen these guys have a little scuffle up early in this season at Iowa, where Bafford may have turned Eric Hutton off of turn number 2, but everything seemed to be all right as Bafford takes away 6th, Hutton to 7th, and then our points leader, Jeff Wright. He's led 5 laps, but he's got a little bit of right front damage on that 48 car. How much will that affect him the rest of this race? Behind him in 9th, David Shieldhouse. He's got older tires. He's struggling with handling in that race car, but so far he's keeping it solid, well inside the top 10 here. That's Bradley's pick so far, running in 9th, and behind them, quiet, slow, but steady. How about Bentley Glazer in the unsponsored 87 Chevy Camaro, running well inside the 10th, and that's your VSPEED top 10 here in the BTDY Racing Series here from the Martin Sports 175 here at Auto Club. Mikulski and Banks running behind them. Yusuf Ghali, last week's winners, not having the day he's wanted. He's running in 13th, as I'll tell you what, up at the front, those guys shuffling positions again. Mayato, Cabot throwing sliders, even AJ Travato joining the mix as well. Bailey Turner closing up as well. All these guys starting to get bunched up again, and Ben Bafford closing in and trying to join this battle.
Bafford has been all but stealth here throughout every situation. We mention his name and then it gets quiet again. He's got a gap between him and Hutton. He's got a gap between him and Turner. Cabot trying that high line to get up ahead of him. We run on board here with this 23. I guarantee he's not getting as loose as this front 4 are.
I don't think he is, man. I'll tell you what, Cabot, even with those old tires, he's been able to just make moves, and I think he's really got a good car. It's just, man, those old tires are not helping. Like you said, Ben Bafford, he's just been slow, calm, cool, and collected. We know he's an aggressive race car driver. We know, Stravato gets up into the outside wall, just a brush. But yeah, Bafford just slowly but surely joining this battle in 6th. As these guys continue to race on, he's going to close up even in. And then we got 40 laps to go, about another 10 or so laps before pit stops again. He can put himself in position at the end of this run to be there at the end of green flag pit stops, have a good pit stop, solid pit entry. Ben Bafford will definitely have something to say before this race is over.
Watch Cabot running that outside the line, and it makes me nervous just to watch it there as he's turning towards the wall, and he's only a foot away from it all the way through the corner.
No. And he's up high there, and you can see any little mistake, any bobble, he's going to hit it. He's going to be in that wall. He's got to be so careful, such a fine line, and the guy that always sticks out to him. I mean, looking at that, he's looking like Kyle Larson out here running that outside lane. Yeah,
it's such a big run. I see why he's doing it, but the risk reward for coming off that outside, if you make one mistake, there's not a lot of room for error.
And that's the thing about Auto Club. It's just so rewarding to run that wall, and it works, but if you make any mistake, you're going to hit it, and you're going to be in trouble for the rest of this race. As Bailey Turner quietly in 5th, but Bafford's starting to pressure him, and these top 6 have kind of broken away from the rest of the field as Jeff Wright losing another position. David Shieldhouse has fallen outside the top 10, and I think Jeff Wright might be in that boat pretty soon. Old tires and that damage, I think it's really affecting him as he's under pressure from Glazer and Mikulski.
Yeah, Mikulski up on the bumper now, and we watched the 10 car getting pretty loose there late in that run. He had caught up to the top 7, top 8, and then it just kind of fell off as soon as he got up there in that dirty air. It seemed like the nose wasn't grabbing right, and it really confused his handling. But right here, going after your points leader to take him out of the top 10 is the 87 to the bottom now.
And Wright, I can just see he's struggling for grip. He's tight with that damage, and then he gets loose off the corner. And right now, especially battling other guys, a guy right on your bumper, it's going to make that handling even worse, especially trying to take the air, pack air on that left rear quarter panel, loosen him up. That's going to be how they're going to have to get around him as Stravato takes 3rd away from Adam Cabot. Ben Bafford has gotten by Bailey Turner for 5th, and Wright losing one position still. They're actually still battling. You're still side by side. If we go to an aerial shot, now it's 4 cars under a blanket because Yusuf Ghali has joined the battle as well.
This is not good news, though, for Jeff Wright, because once these guys start passing him, it's just going to be a freight train.
Yeah, and valuable points are being lost. If he keeps losing positions like this, valuable points are going to be being lost here as Bailey Turner's in 6th. We talk about the points multipliers. Every position he loses, more points going out the window as Mikulski goes down to the bottom, pushing Bentley Glazer, but Yusuf Ghali's going to stick it 3 wide. Very, very tough spot for Wright to be in here if Ghali gets up into him. Oh, man.
Up on the bumper of the 87. Glazer, oh, no.
We'll loosen him up here. He's going to be right on that bumper now. He'll stick it middle of 3 here. He's got to be careful. There's not a hole. He'll tuck it behind Jeff Wright. Oh, they got to be so careful here. Oh, Glazer slides up the racetrack. Almost makes a little contact with the 54. Wright has to be careful. He cannot get involved with these guys if they wreck.
Yeah, this could be season ending for the 48 if he does get wrecked here.
I think he's starting to realize that he's going to let all 3 of these guys go, which could hurt him in the long run, as contact between Mikulski and Ghali. Ghali still trying to get him used to that middle line. 3 wide middle goes to the 54 Vans car. He'll slide up. Mikulski gets loose on the inside. Loses the end. What a save from Noah Mikulski.
He barely held on to that, gentlemen. I told you to want to move it up a lane as this race progresses, and he was all the way on the bottom there.
And Ghali is relentless to let these positions go. He tries to get another spot here from Bentley Glazer as Ben Baffert has just got by, now actually battling side by side with Adam Cabot. That 23 car has found life. It is out of nowhere. That 23 of Ben Baffert is closing up into this picture.
This is kind of what we saw from my Auto in the previous run.
It is, yeah.
He set back there in the 7th, 8th position and just started picking them away. We're coming up on that approach on the second round of green flag pit stops. This will be the final stop here for the race. I'd say they'll come down to about...
And right in front of Jeff Wright. I don't know if Jeff Wright got damaged. He hit the 87 as well. A stack up off of 2. Jeff Wright is in a bad position here racing with these guys. I hate to cut you off there, but that was almost a wreck.
Which one hit the wall? Was it that Hutton?
It was Ghali. It was Ghali.
Oh, here.
Okay, yeah, Jeff Wright just blinked. Oh, he's blinking.
Get a better angle here in the 54. He does have a little bit of right front damage on that machine, but man, it's a hornet's nest back here with Jeff Wright.
It is, and Ben Baffert now looking for 3rd. He's blinking, which is another, could be a possible issue for the 48 as Baffert battling with his teammate AJ Stravato for 3rd, trying to run down the VSPEED cars. They're only a second back from these guys, and the guys that pitted late in that last run, they cycled to 1, 2, possibly 3rd here with Ben Baffert as AJ Stravato fighting hard on the outside. There goes Adam Cabot to pit road.
17 car. He was the first one down pit road the last time. One of the first cars. I think it was Nick Starling that started it all, and then it was Cabot and Shieldhouse that brought it down. So I'm looking to see the 20 car might bring it down next lap by.
I could see that being a very possible option there. I think Shieldhouse might try to go maybe another lap, then bring it in as he's getting pressured by Joshua Banks in the 35. That's going to be for the 11th position on the racetrack here as the top 3 are starting to break away with Baffert, Hatchell, and Maiato. We'll see what happens. Maiato looking for his 2nd win of the season. Hatchell looking for his 1st win on the season. Ben Baffert looking for his 2nd win on the season. And I'll tell you what, man, it's going to be a heck of a shootout here for the last 30 laps after green flag pit stops. Top 5 broken away. Behind them, Eric Hutton, Yusuf Ghali going at it here for 6th. These guys down the front stretch. I'll tell you what, man, Jeff Wright is blinking. That's kind of scaring me because if he loses connection, he's going to fall all the way back to possibly 24th, 25th. And that right there will easily cost him the lead of the points if Bailey Turner was to finish where he's at.
Yeah, Nick Starling 11 laps down. He's had a tough break here as he spun there on the front stretch. We'll ride here with the 70s on pit road. He's parked it for the night, but Seth Hatchell, Hayata.
What, man?
When are they bringing it down?
Soon, because that 23 is coming, and there goes Keith Maiato. He's going to try to short pit the 8. Does Ben Baffert come with him? No, he doesn't. Maiato all by himself into pit entry. That allows Baffert and Hatchell to get another lap and try the overcut. But Maiato trying the undercut as well as Mikulski. Jeff Wright in this as well. There's Chris Samard. Let's see what happens here. I think Mikulski's box is before Jeff Wright, so we'll see if Wright's able to get the position. Mikulski's got to be very careful here. And he will.
He knew he was down there. Mikulski able to hit his stall. That's really tough when you got a guy that comes in side by side with you and your stall's well before his.
It is. It's very tough as Yusuf Ghali underneath the 88 of Eric Hutton for 5th. Bentley Glazer has joined that battle as well. Tell you what, battles all over this racetrack, and see if anybody else brings it in. No, Seth Hatchell, Ben Baffert stay out another lap. Stravato stays out another lap. Turner another lap. Top 5 stay out. Here comes Glazer into pit road. Nobody else bringing it in as well. It looks like everybody so far keeping it simple. I don't know about Keith Mayato's strategy. It might work. It might not, though, because these guys staying out longer, it's going to hurt. But Mayato, a decent pit stop there. He had a, if I could find his time, at 14.3. Good pit stop there. Seth Hatchell bringing it in here. Ben Baffert's also coming in.
Ben Baffert following suit. Let's see if these guys. Baffert had a heck of a time on pit road
Sure
the last
did.
time through.
See if he'll try it again. We know how much Baffert's willing to send it. He'll look down to the inside of Hatchell on the pit entry. He'll try. He loses the back end. Hatchell able to keep on, but look at AJ Stravato. Bailey Turner able to make up a lot on pit entry as well. Eric Hutton, Yusuf Ghali got by. That gives the lead to David Shieldhouse, who's really going long on his stint on the tires. He's going to take the lead of the race. Lakatos up to 2nd. Lakatos also was the one that pitted the latest in that run, so still a lot fresher tires than David Shieldhouse. So we'll see what happens as everybody brings. Oh, Ben back into the inside wall!
He slid all the way through his box to hit that. Let's go back and look at that really quickly.
Wow, that was weird. He overshot his box by a mile and hit the left front against the, oh no, he didn't, but that's going to definitely cost him a lot of valuable track position. Going to cost him a chance at the lead there as Hatchell has walked the dog out of pit road all by himself. About a 1.5 seconds, 2-second lead over AJ Stravato and Bailey Turner. Baffert behind them by now, falling back by 3 seconds behind Seth Hatchell. A costly mistake for Ben Baffert as Jeff Wright goes around Baffert. Same with Glazer. Shieldhouse still out on the racetrack. Cabot has assumed the lead of the race, but he is only 2.5 seconds ahead of Keith Mayato and now about 5 seconds ahead of Seth Hatchell.
We'll up at the blimp camera and look at the gap here between him and Mayato. Mayato now coming out of 4. Casey Lakatos, David Shieldhouse still out on the track, have not hit pit road. Shieldhouse has stretched this distance out for 34 laps. That's how far he stretched it out.
That's amazing. I'm just surprised that he's been able to keep it out this long as he's finally bringing it down to pit lane. Going to be 34 laps on those Goodyear Racing Eagles, and that'll give the lead to Casey Lakatos in the SimTV SimTV Toyota Supra as he'll take the lead of this race. He can probably go another 3 or 4 laps. He's been doing the way overcut. Was able to go way farther than anybody else the last run. And he'll have the freshest tires on the racetrack once he comes in as Shieldhouse into his pit box here and gets service to the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Chevrolet Camaro, number 20. As he's been later than everybody else. There's 25 laps to go on the board as Adam Cabot, once everything cycles through, will assume the lead, but for how long will he be able to keep it as Keith Mayato and Seth Hatchell are going to start going on their run here.
Yeah, we're talking about 4 seconds probably separate these two. It's actually dwindled down quite considerably. So we'll ride on board with Keith Mayato. 2.6 seconds as they go into turn 3 and 4. There's Max Cost in front of him. He's gone a lap down here for the 63. He'll be the late Salford's going down as well. So we still have 20 cars in the lead lap though.
He does. Salford's still the last car in the lead lap, so Max Cost is the first car lap down if we get a caution in this race as Lakatos has brought it down to pit lane. So far on the racetrack, Chris Samard has lost a spot to Casey Lakatos, has gotten a spot from Casey Lakatos. Samard lost a spot to Joshua Banks. Shieldhouse going in. Justin Carey, Kevin McGarvey at 17, Justin Carey 18, Kyle McGarvey is in 19. Lane Sulfridge in the top 20, last car on the lead lap here so far here tonight. Zach Smith could have him back, but he's unfortunately brought it to pit road and is in pit road in his pit box at the moment. Alan Dice also 1 lap down, so curious to see what happened to the Affinity for Gaming. I believe he may or may not have had a speeding penalty. See, he's lost a lap. As Jeff Wright on your screen, he's
54.8 in his box there for the 5 Dice.
Speeding penalty, unfortunately. As Jeff Wright settling in 7th here, 2 spots behind Bailey Turner, his points rival. So trying to push in the blow, as they say.
Yeah, it was looking good there for Bailey at one point, but Wright has recovered.
Yeah, he's in the spot.
And there's not a lot of cars that are close to Wright. I mean, we've got Mikowski and Gawley, these guys that caught up to him earlier. It's going to take him a while to get back up there. Do we have enough time for them to catch him?
Well, there's such a long run and how much he's got older tires. We'll see as this field has really gotten spread out. As Adam Cabot in the lead here. Still a second and a half over Keith Mayato, but Cabot, even though he had much older tires that last run, was able to kind of hold with those leaders for a few laps. If he could save his tires a little bit better this run, he might be able to stick with these leaders. These VSPEED cars are going to be the cars he's going to be racing most likely.
Yeah. Who's it going to be, though? Is it going to be Hatchell or is it going to be Mayato? These guys are still within a second of each other. Mayato has shown that he is a run car.
Oh, no, he's back. I don't know what happened to Chris Samard there. He kind of blinked off on my screen for a little bit, and he's back. But, yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see here. Keith Mayato, I remember racing him one time here in the Xfinity car, and he couldn't just get around him here at Auto Club. He's really good here. Same with Seth Hatchell. Hatchell won himself an amazing photo finish with Zach Carr a few years ago in BTDY in the Cup Series in the Next Gen. So those two are not... they're not, I can't think of the word, but they're definitely used to winning here at the Auto Club Speedway here in Southern California. As I think this is our last trip on the West Coast here is next week. The BTDY Racing Series will head for race number 4 at Atlanta Motor Speedway. No, not the Super Speedway, but the old Atlanta surface, which we know another hot and slick race out in Southern Georgia. It's going to be a fun time to watch these boys go about it next week. But now, as the laps click off the board, 21 laps to go. Adam Cabot, your leader in the Atlas 17 Chevrolet, but now Keith Mayato, no cars separate the two, as Mayato will try to run down with 2-lap fresher tires. Then behind them, the two-time champion, Seth Hatchell, still looking for that first win. He got his first win of the season last year in Cup in the final race of the season, and guess where it was? Atlanta Motor Speedway, as we go there next week. But Hatchell looks like he might have it be in prime opportunity to win this race.
Yeah, he's looking pretty good. I know he shaved it down. The interval between him and Mayato is 0.8 of a second. We've got 20 laps to go as they cross the line. I don't know. I mean, he's in the draft here. He's right on the back of Mayato's machine. Hatchell's getting some draft, but is it enough here to suck up to the back of the 36?
Well, I think it's 20 laps to go. It's plenty of time. We know how big this track is. We know how these tires fall off. If he could conserve the tires here, get by his teammate, and then get by Adam Cabot. Again, once these guys bunch up the top 3, it's going to hurt their time. Will that allow it? Maybe is AJ Stravado, Bailey Turner, Ben Baffert, are they saving tires? Are they going to try to pounce here at the end of this race? Again, 20 laps, a long way to go on these cars, a long way to go on these tires. If Adam Cabot keeps going, it's going to be 33 laps on that set of tires. Cabot will have 33. Mayato will have 30. And I think Seth Hatcher's going to have 29 laps on his tires as well. So a long way to go here as Mikulski slowly but surely running down Jeff Wright. Yeah, heck of a run here. And Mikulski just continues to impress us all year. He's just put together such good runs and consistently runs to the top 10. I think so, other than Texas, this is maybe his best run so far. He's just been able to run with these guys up here. He's running down the points leader, Jeff Wright.
Yeah, we'll watch it here. I was watching the 10 catch up to him on the intervals. He's got him down to 0.2 of a second. This could be another position. Bailey Turner has moved up to the 5th position now. He is within a second of the 33 of Stravado as we watch this battle brew up. So Wright, he's going to have to get up there to Glacier. He's about a second ahead of him. It's not looking good here for Wright in the points. It might help Bailey Turner more here at Auto Club tonight.
Yeah, it's going to help him a little bit. As Seth Hatchell now battling his teammate for second, and he's going to get it. Hatchell to the point here, actually the second here. Now he'll set his eyes on Adam Cabot for the race lead. That 8 VSPEED Chevrolet, the 2-time champion, looking for his first win. And I'll tell you what, unless a caution, it's looking pretty good here for the 8. Like 15 laps already. Started 9th, he's up to 2nd. He's trying to run down the 17, who's got 4-lap older tires than the 8. And I'll tell you what, man, Seth Hatchell, so calm, cool, and collected. And I think right now he's in the prime position to win this race.
I would agree with that. And even with a caution, I think he's still got a really good chance at it because he's in the right spot. He's got the freshest tires up here in the top 3. I think he's in the right place at the right time.
I'll tell you what, with the caution, good Lord, we are going to have quite the race.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that Mayato would probably be the only guy that could actually hold a candle to the 8 car right now. And he just kind of let him go. I don't know if my auto is kind of saving here for the last 10 or if he's just using up trying to catch Cabot. But we see Seth Hatchell right up on the bumper here.
Oh, blocking here for Cabot. I know Cabot, older tires, but he's not going to go with that. He's not going to go down without a fight. He's going to try to race Hatchell, but I think Hatchell's tires, they're just going to prevail as Cabot goes way up by the wall. Hatchell tried the slide job. It worked, but now Cabot got a nice run down the front stretch. Here comes the 17, fighting back to the inside of the 8. He'll look to get the lead at a 3. Will he clear the 8? Yes, he will. Cabot keeps the lead.
What a move there by Adam Cabot. He ran that high line through 3 and 4. He saw the 8 car pull the slide job, so he just went up there like he has been all race and just ran that high side. Now back to the lead here for the 8 as they go down the front stretch. It might be the leader for Seth Hatchell this time by 500ths of a second here for the 8 car, and they're going to battle up, and I think Keith Mayata is going to catch up to him.
He is, and Adler Cabot sent it to the outside of the 8. He sent it in hard. Might have sent it in a little too hard. He almost gets up to the outside wall. Hatchell able to clear, but Cabot, he's going to have a run. Will he be able to take it down the backstretch? No, he won't. 8 car to the point. Can he hold on? But Cabot fighting back.
Cabot's going to peak again now, and I don't think this is the way that the 17 takes it away. He's going to dive bomb him now into 1 and the 3. Back into the crossover. The 8 car back to the bottom now.
That might be all she wrote for Adam Cabot. Is Hatchell able to clear? He'll take the lead by 1, 2, 3 car lengths. He'll pull away. Now snaking down the front stretch as my auto has fallen back to the clutches of AJ Stravato.
Stravato to the inside in 1 and 2. I think it's going to be quick work here. The 36. He showed that long run speed, but it seems like that car has faded off as this track's rubbered up.
It has, and I'll tell you what, Jeff Wright has fallen outside the 10th. Maybe even outside the top 10 as Mikulski is coming. So is Banks, and so is David Shieldhouse. Shieldhouse might not be able to get there as they'll climb up to 13, coming down to 14 laps to go here in the Martin Sports 175. Seth Hatchell is your leader. Cabot now falling back to a half a second behind. AJ Stravato, the Italian stallion, also looking for his first win of the season, is up into 3rd. Bailey Turner has closed up to the battle as well. He's up into 4th, and Ben Baffert up in 6th.
We're looking at Jeff Wright. He's out just inside the top 10. No, Mikulski has caught up to him. 1 position at a time here. Bailey Turner is well aware of this, and he's trying to maintain that 5th spot. This could be the race where Bailey makes up a little bit of points.
It definitely will be, and I'll tell you what, man, Jeff hitting that wall early in this race really affected his race. And it's continuing to affect him. It's going to affect him, and he better hope we don't get a restart, because that car with that damage is not going to be able to hold when everybody's going full bore on the straightaways as well and getting the runs off. So we'll see if he can hold on to this top 10. But Banks is running about the even lap times. David Shieldhouse is the guy he might have to worry about, a half a second faster continually than Jeff Wright. So we'll see what happens as now looks like Adam Cabot using the outside lane, and AJ Stravato closing up for 2nd. Bailey Turner looking for 3rd, or looking for 4th as well. And he's down actually next to the 36. Here comes Bailey Turner, the White Claw Chevrolet. It's 2nd in points, going to gain some more points with that move as he'll go into 4th there, and that moves my auto back to 5th. Ben Baffert closing into this battle as well.
Yeah, the 24, Bailey Turner knows that 23 is fast. He's trying to get as much between him and the 23 as possible. Gets clear of the 36 of my auto. We've got 11 laps to go as they cross the line here. Lap 80 out of 90. And it's been a good one here thus far. The Martin Sports 175. You're on VSPEED. BTDY has had a great season. We're 16 races into it. About to conclude race number 16 with Seth Hatchell on the point. I don't know. I think Stravato
got that for 2nd.
Stravato is under fire. He gets around Cabot, but I don't know if he's going to be able to catch up to Seth Hatchell. He's got it under his 2nd now, but that's a lot of time to make up. He's going to have to pick up a 10th a lap.
It is. He'll have the draft, so we'll see what he can do here as he's getting by. Still 1 lap car separating between the top 2. And might I point out, the top 2 winless this season. They have not won a race. Both of them won a race last season. So what will happen? Both 2-time champions, if I'm not mistaken. So both having great runs as my auto has faded back to 6. Bailey Turner, well, he's going to have to fight for another 10 laps because the Ben Baffert machine, well, he's closed up to him as well. And we've seen Baffert that last run had immense long run pace. He just kind of threw it away again earlier in this race in pit stops. Missed his box, and that really hurt him. And honestly, we know Bailey loose. You can hear him get out of the gas, and that's going to allow Ben Baffert to the inside.
Yeah, I was wondering if Bailey was going to get up there to Cabot first or if Baffert was going to pass him on the inside. So now Bailey set back to 5th position. That's going to set his points back a little bit. The real advantage here is Jeff Wright did lead a lap, and Bailey Turner has not led any tonight. That does help Jeff a little bit here. Kind of softens the blow for this week.
And Wright has really fallen off, or Mikulski has fallen off the right. So most likely Wright, I think he tapped the wall again there. And I think right now that Wright's got a cushion. He might be able to salvage a 10th out of this. Bailey's still going to gain points, but that extra 1.5 that Wright's going to get, or excuse me, that Wright's going to actually Wright is going to get for leading a lap is really, really going to help him. Like you said, cushion the blow. As I'll tell you what, man, Seth Hatchell's driving himself a heck of a race. He's got about a 2nd gap. He's been able to maintain it, and he's still running about a 10th faster than AJ Stravado. Hoping no caution comes out, as this field has gotten relatively spread out over these last few laps.
Fastest car on the racetrack last time by was a 43.785. Seth Hatchell put that lap up. And I tell you what, he's pulled away another 10th a lap on AJ Stravado this time by. Almost 1.2 seconds as they come out of turn 4. Coming up on 5 to go. I think Seth Hatchell's race to win. It's all but his right here. We look back here with Cabot. We're looking at a battle between him and Baffert for the 3rd position.
This guy's going at it, and like I said, this field extremely spread out over the pack. This is about the closest battles other than the 17th. So we'll see what happens here as Cabot up on the wall. So close. Oh, he catches it.
He hit it. He did hit it. He's going to lose a spot.
Only a matter of time.
Bailey Turner now. There's the mistake we were talking about. That's so dangerous to run upside on that outside wall. Bailey Turner now going to dive down to the bottom and get a 4th position now away from Cabot.
Yeah, more
Cabot
points.
had a good race, but man, it's falling apart here in the last 5 laps.
Yeah, and the question is, can Bailey get back and make another charge at Baffert? Get 3rd, get more points away from Wright. It's going to be tough to see if he can, but I'll tell you what, he is absolutely hauling the mail right now.
Looking at Noah Mikulski, he's starting to make a run back at that 48 machine. Right, well inside the top 10 by 0.7 of a second, but Noah Mikulski down there on the bottom. He's got it down 0.7 of a second here. I don't know. I think that this has been kind of mitigated here by Jeff Wright. He knew that he made a mistake early, and he had plenty of time to recover from it. So kudos to the 48 team for not completely falling apart here tonight.
Yeah, Yusuf Ghali got extremely loose off of turn 2. Lost a spot to Eric Hutton off of turn number 2. So Hutton up to 8th. Ghali down to 9th. Wright continues to stay in 10th. So see what happens here is I wonder. It really makes me wonder. Baffert has really, really good pace. Obviously, it's going to be too little too late, I think, for the 23. But it makes you wonder, if he didn't miss his box, would he be battling Seth Hatchell for the win right now?
See, that's the thing. Baffert has been up here in this top 3 several times tonight, and we were reading a comment here by Thomas Baker saying that only NASCAR was this good, and it used to be.
I agree.
I completely agree with that. That's the names you've been familiar with all season long: Seth Hatchell, Stravado, Baffert. You've seen Jeff Wright win races. You've seen Shieldhouse win races. You've seen Cabot win races. It's been a great season here at BTDY, and that's the thing that we love the most, is that these names up here in this top 10, we've gotten familiar with their driving styles. But this week, been right in the wheelhouse for Seth Hatchell to sneak up there, snag away the lead, and never look back. He's led 27 of them. And with 4 laps to go, he comes into 3 and 4 with a 1.2 second gap over AJ Stravado. This is his race. This is the one right here. Ben Baffert competing now for the 2nd position. Down to the bottom of the 33 is Stravado off of 4.
Oh, man.
I believe Baffert is going to take away this position here.
Yeah, Baffert, really good pace. I think he's been the best on the long runs, maybe other than Hatchell and might have even been better than the 8, but we just, like we said, he missed his box, and that may have cost him even a chance at beating or even running with Seth Hatchell. Hatchell loving what he's seeing. He's hoping no caution comes out and that there's no records. Oh, that, good Lord, really loose off the corner.
He got sideways there on the inside of the 33 of Stravado, and you see Bailey Turner back there behind this battle just licking his lips like, go ahead, please.
If we get 2 more spots, I'm sure Bailey will be loving it right now. He's hoping that these two can get together and he'll go right on by without getting given right points. But as you can see, Baffert pulls down to the inside. Great run off of turn 4. And it looks like he'll be able to clear going into turn 1. Hatchell all way ahead, a second and a half as Baffert now fights down to the inside. He'll hook the white line. He'll get it. 2 laps to go and a lap and a half to go for the 8-car Seth Hatchell, looking like he's going to be cruising to his first win of the season. The 2-time champion, he may be back.
Back to life here for the 8 of Seth Hatchell. He's had a great race thus far. Coming up on the white flag as they go into 3 and 4. Exit to turn 4. He's all alone. 1.3 seconds back to Ben Baffert as they come across the line here. White flag in the air. Seth Hatchell's got to do it one more time.
What a dominant performance, Seth Hatchell. We didn't even expect him here, really, to be where he was, but man, this 2-time champion fitting this setup, this track fits in his wheelhouse. A half a lap to go here in Southern California in the Martin Sports 175 as everybody's sliding around. Bailey Turner looks like he is going to gain a lot of points into Atlanta Motor Speedway, but through 3 and 4 for the final time, Seth Hatchell, the 2-time champion, will come off of turn 4 and he will see the checkered flag, and Seth Hatchell will get his first win of the season, and it comes at California.
Congratulations to Seth Hatchell. Ben Baffert getting second position. AJ Stravado coming home in third. And it was a wild one. Nobody guessed it. You picked Cabot, I picked Shieldhouse. And here it is, Seth Hatchell. Just making us look stupid.
Man, what a drive from Seth Hatchell, the 2-time champion. A veterans kind of race, leads 31 laps, starts 9th, and ends up a winner here in the Martin Sports 175 as he'll come across the start-finish line. Maybe do a little burnout for us and the fans here. Man, what a race here from Auto Club Speedway. From start to finish, entertaining. Just amazing. Amazing racing here from Auto Club. I can't wait for Atlanta. Another worn-out, hot and slick racetrack. That one should be fun as Seth Hatchell, first win of the season in the VSPEED Chevrolet Camaro, and I believe the second win for Team VSPEED. As he'll come across the start-finish line, and he will burn it down here at the Auto Club Speedway. Seth Hatchell, first win, 31 laps, started 9th, gets a win, and it will go on board here for the burnout.
So congratulations to your top 3. We're going to take a quick commercial break, round those guys up on pit road, and we'll visit Victory Lane here. BTDY, Martin Sports 175 at Auto Club. We'll be right back after this.
Sailor Tarot Magic is the spot to get a reading from Sally, an intuitive healer and tarot reader. Known as the nurturing reader at New Jersey street fairs, you can also check out our YouTube channel for lunar and astro readings, as well as our Instagram for live weekly readings. Her rates are affordable, and you will leave with a newfound perspective. Sally is now offering an introductory class on tarot cards and intuition, and is available for parties. Call or text 732-314-0777 to schedule your reading today.
Yes, sir.
Seth Hatchell, your winner here tonight, Martin Sports 175 at Auto Club Speedway. We're running down pit road right now. Alec Martinez trying to catch up with that 33 machine, AJ Stravato, on pit road with him.
Yeah, let's see. I hate to end your stream, AJ. It's the second time, but you got a copy, driver?
I do.
Well, buddy, you come home third, had really good pace in that 33 car. Led 2 laps, started third, finished third. What more did you need to maybe get to that A car?
I had a mistake going in the first time I was going into the pits. I had a really good entrance, but I about wrecked sliding in. So that set me back probably like 2 seconds, and that was I lost by 1.8 seconds. So that was that, and I think me and Adam were battling really hard for track position. I think that second run, so that definitely killed the tires, and Seth and Keith kind of took off a little bit towards the end right there, but I wouldn't say that was on anybody but myself, to be quite honest with you. Just the way I got in and out of pits, I would say was the biggest thing, which is normally my biggest strength. But I think the last stop, I had a really slow stop as well. I was pretty close to Seth and Ben, and by the time I got out, Seth had like a 2-second lead. So I had to really dig and got within a second of him, but my tires were honestly shot by then, so just was happy to hang on to third at that point. Ben did a really good job tire saving, and Seth ran and executed a really good race, so can't knock that when you lose to 2 quick guys like that. So I'll take it. That was a really fun setup to drive.
Yeah, it's good to hear. And I got to ask you, I know you said you won't be here next week at Atlanta, but from there you got Martinsville, Darlington, Chicago, and I hate to bring it up, but you got the winless streak. Do you think you can break it at one of those 3 tracks?
Yeah, we've come pretty damn close way too many times, and I've either gotten wrecked or sold kind of like I did today and made a little one too many mistakes. So definitely not at Martinsville, but the next few tracks I think I have a shot at, as long as I keep the nose clean. And I think I have a shot every week at winning. Just got to minimize mistakes. I'm not very good in the Xfinity car compared to like the next gen and maybe even the truck. So I just gotta figure something out. I'd like to have a win in the Xfinity car before the season ends. That's for sure.
For sure. Well, again, AJ, we congratulate you on a 3rd place finish. But before I let you go, anybody want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, just all the Oval boys at Nexus Esports, all my road teammates at Project Dynamic, all my buddies that make racing fun during with this league. I had a lot of fun tonight, and just all the league admins and sponsors for making it happen. This is definitely something to look forward to on Tuesday nights after a long day of work. So glad we can have a good finish, and had a lot of fun.
For sure. Well, again, congratulations on the 3rd place finish, AJ. We will talk to you hopefully sometime soon.
Absolutely, brother. You have a good one.
All right, have a good one, buddy. AJ Stravato, driver of the Waste Management 33 Chevy Camaro, comes home 3rd place. Move down to pit road, move to the 2nd place finisher, which is 23 of Ben Bafford. Ben Bafford, driver, you got a copy?
We got a copy.
Well, buddy, you had a really good car. Really good on long run pace. Got up to 2nd there. Past your teammate AJ. Had a little mistake in the pits. Is that what cost you a chance at the 8?
Yep. We drove from pretty much dead last to first at a super save. Tried the super save on the first run, hoping just throwing something at it because we're not in the fight for the championship. So didn't work. Clawed our way back up. I think we were the fastest car in the track, pretty much any long run, but couldn't execute in pit road. Slipped through my box, costing me about 3 seconds. But I feel like if did a couple things different, could have won by about 15 seconds. But it is what it is.
It is what it is, as they say. Next week, obviously today, hot slick racetrack. Cars look like they were slipping and sliding around. Next week might be the same. We go out to Atlanta Motor Speedway. How do you feel about going out there?
The setup's loose. I'm happy.
It's short and sweet there, brother. Well, before we let you go, is there anybody want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, shout out to the pit stall in front of me for taking the brunt of that impact. Sorry to the crew, 4 or 5 crew members killed, but we'll pay them alimony.
All right. Well, thank you, Ben. Congratulations on the 2nd place finish, and we'll see you next week in Atlanta.
Absolutely.
Sorry, Ben Bafford there in your 2nd place finisher. Interesting quotes there. Always good interview there. And, that's it for me. Let me send it down to Victory Lane, where Bradley Cooper is sitting down with your winner, Seth Hatchell.
Seth Hatchell gets it done here tonight. Neither one of us picked you to win this race, and Seth, you proved us all wrong. Made us look pretty dumb. You put the VSPEED number 8 up in the front in the last 30 laps and just never looked back. How does it feel to get your first win of the season here, Seth?
Feels really good. I haven't felt all that fast this year, and to be honest, I didn't feel terribly fast tonight, but just did a really good job executing. Just doing a really good job on pit stops. I know there's a couple problems for some guys. Just executing there, getting out front, and then just trying to manage tires. I thought AJ may have had a shot to get to me there, and my saving grace sort of was Ben getting to him, and they're racing up there the last 5 laps or so. But really happy to get this win.
Well, yeah, we saw the 23-33 going side by side for a couple laps that allowed you to maintain that 1.6 second gap. Now, Ben also made mistakes on pit road. We talked about Stravado making mistakes on pit road and how you executed perfectly all the way through this race. Your teammate, Keith Mayato, you guys right there side by side for most of this race. What does it take to just execute? What discipline does it take to get around this place like that?
It takes a lot, especially when you go caution free like tonight, and you get real spread out. Really just anywhere though, it takes a lot of discipline. And to be honest, you don't have it every week, but when you do, you got to capitalize, and that's what we did tonight.
VSPEED on the hood, VSPEED on the broadcast. Your winner here tonight, Seth Hatchell. Do you have anyone you'd like to shout out and thank for tonight's performance in your first win of the season?
Yeah, I'd like to thank you, Bradley, and Alec doing a great job with the broadcast. Got to thank Nick and all the admins for running this great league. Got to thank Martin Sports for being the sponsor tonight and all the sponsors of this league. Got to thank all the drivers putting on a great race for everybody to watch, and my team VSPEED.
Boy, appreciate your time, Seth. Hope you enjoyed the burnout. I saw you take it to victory lane, and I hope it's of many things to come here at BTDY. Finally breaking the ice this season and putting it all together.
I appreciate it. Take care, guys.
So there's your winner, Seth Hatchell, and congratulations to him. Congratulations to all these guys going caution-free.
Yeah.
We'll go through that results page. 0 cautions and 11 lead changes. This field's spread out from front to back. Last car on the lead lap was Kevin McGarvey, 28.3 seconds. Back to him.
Hey.
That is a spread.
It is. Auto Club tends to do that. So, but man, what a race we saw tonight is. We'll go through our race results. Seth Hatchell, your winner, his first race win of the season. Ben Bafford, second. AJ Stravado, third. Bailey Turner, look at the points here. He's cut it down to 21 points, so gains 9 points on Jeff Wright. Closing up, he's going to need a few more bad weeks out of Wright here to have a chance at this championship, but he comes home 4th. Adam Cabot, 5th. Bentley Glazer, solid run in 6th. Keith Mayato led a few laps, started on pole. He'll go into 7th. Eric Hutton up to 8th. Yusuf Ghali, 9th. And Jeff Wright, a disappointing night for him in 10th.
Noah Mikowski is going to bring it home 11th position. Joshua Banks, the guy that led some laps here tonight, started 4th, back to 12th. David Shieldhouse, an off night. He started outside the pole. He back to 13th. Dallas Sullivan, 14th position. Casey Lakatos, 15th. I believe that's Kevin. Am I saying that? I
Yes,
don't know.
you're right.
It's Kyle. It's 42
It's
Kyle
Kyle.
McGarvey.
Kyle, yeah, you're right. You're right. My bad.
There's
My
two
bad.
Ks. Yeah,
There is.
so Kyle McGarvey, Justin Carey in 17th, then Kevin McGarvey in 18th position, Lane Salfridge 19th, and Alan Dice will round out your top 20.
In 21st was Max Koss. 22nd was Mark McFadden. 23rd was Chris Martin. A disappointing night here. 24th was Zach Smith. 25th was Nick Starling. And 26th, Reggie Ortega, who did not take the green flag here tonight. Man, Bradley, what a great race here. Auto Club Speedway continues to deliver great racing. I think that candidate for one of the best races of the season. So
Yeah, I don't know why we got rid of this racetrack. So
I don't know
look
why
forward
either.
they bring it back here in BTDY. I would be completely fine with that.
I'm not me. They always put on a good show here, and just shows hats off to these drivers for just putting together such an amazing race, such an amazing show week in, week out, and doing it all with no cautions as well. So just really, really, really phenomenal job from everybody, and just it doesn't get any better than that. So I'm really, really looking forward to next week. It's a beautiful drop here with cars all over the racetrack, the mountains in the background here from sunny Southern California, our last trip to the West Coast. Next week, out in sunny Atlanta, Georgia for, I believe, will be our 17th race of the season, and that will be the Simulators Anonymous 175. So I'm looking forward to it. Man, I'll tell you what a great race. Bradley, your final closing thoughts.
Well, the Martin Sports 175 was an excellent show. Seth Hatchell, a surprise victory. An off night here for Jeff Wright. Tightens up the points with him and Bailey Turner. Adam Cabot leading the vast majority of this race. And then you had guys that normally finish up in the top 10 having a fallout, with David Shieldhouse falling down to 13th. Jeff Wright barely in the top 10. But it was a good one. I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's broadcast here on VSPEED BTDY. Like we said, going live at Atlanta Motor Speedway next week. Tune in this Saturday for the SNR broadcast at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Jeff Wright and the boys over at SNR are starting up their league, and it'll be broadcasted here on VSPEED, flag-to-flag coverage. And then Monday night, VSRL will be back live as well. But this will conclude tonight's broadcast at Auto Club Speedway. Hopefully not the last here at this racetrack. We thank you for your time. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, make sure to do that. Like, follow, and share so you never miss a single race here on VSPEED. Until then, guys, take care. For myself and Alec Martinez, Adam Baker, and everybody that makes this possible, we thank you for being here tonight. Have a good one, and we'll see you next time.
Here comes Milo. Big run out of 4. He's going to be there.
Tristan Martin's there. Cannot count out the 37.
Oh!
Burned!
Cabot, where did he come from?
Here
comes Dweck.
A punt for the 33.
It's a drag race.
The